Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new collection video. Today I thought I'd do something a bit different. This is my 100th collection video on the channel, pretty much. So I thought I would just, instead of doing another episode of another figure or something else I've got new, whatever, I thought I'd give you the rundown of some of my favourite pieces in my collection. And that's going to go with all different things between, you know, figures, statues, obviously hot toys, and some of the other things you've seen in the collection videos like Blu-rays and stuff like that. I'll give you some of the rundown on that. So yeah guys, welcome and enjoy my some of my favourites in my collection. So yeah guys, we start off probably with one of the things that got me into collecting in the first place, and that is statues. One of the most basically prized possessions of my collection. There's been a bunch of statues. I've got different ranges. The very first statue I ever bought, I discussed that in like my first collection video, which was the Heath Ledger Joker. It was basically Joker standing on a pack of cards. It looked amazing when it first came out. It's been 10 years since that film came out. It'll be 10 years this year anyway, and it would be nearly 9 years before I would pick up the statue. But it was the one that got me started in 2009. I started buying that statue, and again it was one of the things where, you know, you can't have the Joker without the Batman. So of course the next piece that I would aim to get would be the Dark Knight Batman of that version. Also, when you had the box and you flipped the box around, it would show you that what also to collect in that piece. Today these figures stand together. Still proud of them. Would I sell them? I don't know, probably. I really do like them, and then one of the reasons why I got into collecting the most expensive pieces of collectibles in the first place. Next time moved on to, in terms of statues, it was the Christopher Reeve Superman statue that got my eye. It was something I've always wanted as a kid. I always wanted a Superman statue of Christopher Reeve, or a figure of Christopher Reeve. Never ever made one. And now we're living in the golden age of pulp culture and collectibles and so forth, and this is where, like, you know, where were these when I was a kid? So the third statue I got would be the Christopher Reeve Superman. Also came in a DC, I think it was a 75th anniversary, and that also had Michael Keaton's Batman and Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. I got the Michael Keaton Batman shortly after the Superman. So for a while there, the Superman and Batman were my favourite pieces, definitely in the collection. A lot of different other statues I've got like, you know, Man of Steel through the years. I bought Man of Steel, I even went back and got Batman Begins and Superman Returns. Even though Superman Returns is not one of my favourite films, it was just nice to have, you know, the three Supermans basically stand together, and which I've done a video last year on my Superman statues. You can go back and check some of that out. And then I bought things like the Batmobile Hot Wheels, and I got the statue Batman Begins Batmobile. So it's been quite a collection. I've also got the Dark Knight. I've also bought things like the X-Files statues, the Star Trek statues. So, you know, I've got a variety of different things there. Shortly, a few years after I started collecting statues, I slowly moved on to Hot Toys, and Hot Toys have become, you know, sort of like my holy grail now, in a sense that that's what I collect the most. I don't buy statues anymore, very rarely. If something catches my eye, I might, but it's a very big decision whether I want to go for that or whether I'll just buy the Hot Toys. But the one last statue I have bought in my collection, which would be the premium format Batman Michael Keaton, and I will have to say that is, without a doubt, probably the best statue in my collection. Everything down to the detail. I've always wanted a Michael Keaton. I mean, the cape's so good, the cape's authentic. Everything about that statue has made it worthwhile to have in the collection. My next premium format that I've got set aside for me, that I will probably see on the channel at some point in the future, is the premium format Batman Returns Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, and I cannot wait to add her to the collection for sure. That was the sense of statues. When I moved on to Hot Toys, the first thing that I was going to go for, between, again, Michael Keaton's Batman, Christopher Reeve's Superman, I always wanted figures of them, was the Christopher Reeve Superman. That was my first Hot Toy I ever bought. It was just a standard one. It didn't come with the the kryptonite chain, which would have been cool if I'd have known about that sooner. But I picked it up in A1 Comics, and the rest is history. Again, I wanted the Batman, Michael Keaton. I thought, I can't have the Batman and no, I want the Jack Nicholson Joker, something else that I've always wanted. The three figures I've always wanted was a Michael Keaton Batman, a good looking Michael Keaton Batman, one that actually looked like the movie, and a Jack Nicholson Joker, and obviously a Christopher Reeve Superman. They were the three figures in my childhood growing up that I was always looking for, that you wouldn't find anywhere. And of course, Hot Toys soon delivered that in the most perfect way. Slowly but surely, different other Hot Toys followed, and I ended up moving on to more DXs. I got, the Heath Ledger Joker 2.0. I ended up getting the Bank Robber Joker, the Dark Knight DX. I obviously moved on to some of the Man of Steel line, and obviously RoboCop, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, all slowly turned up, and of course Star Wars, until Hot Toys announced a Star Wars line. And that's been the sort of, probably the one I'm collecting the most. If I was to give away some of my Hot Toys, which I think I'm going to do it this year, it would probably be my Man of Steel and Batman v Superman line that I've got. I haven't got a big Batman v Superman line, just a couple of Batman v Superman, Superman and Batman really. I enjoyed the film. The way I narrowed it down is, we all know as collectors, these figures aren't exactly cheap. And as much as I'd love to have all the different versions of Hot Toys and my favourite films, of course, I've got to narrow it down in a sense of, well, how much room have I got? Because these boxes, if you keep the boxes, are going to take up room. How much room have I got? Well, I can only narrow it down to so much. And best, basically, what do I enjoy the most? What's my favourite? The Michael Keaton Batman, of course, is going to be the ones I'm holding on to for sure. And 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I picked up the Batmobile Hot Toys, and of course that was like been my most biggest piece of Hot Toys, or most expensive piece of Hot Toys for sure. But it's been one I always wanted because I love that film again. I've got the Batman Returns Hot Toys so far. It's like, what I can only go with what. I can't collect everything. There's no possible way, unless I'm a millionaire and I have the room and I have this. Just basically, that's the only way I'm going to collect everything. So I had to narrow down to what I'm going to get. What's more important? Well, what do you love the most in terms of collecting? And it was Star Wars. I'd love to collect the Star Wars line. It's the same thing where I can't collect Marvel and all of DC, the extended universes line, which I'd love to. That's why I'm selling my Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Is because the Star Wars I love Star Wars more, and it would just be good to have. I've got A New Hope, I've got Empire Strikes Back, I've got Return of the Jedi, and in terms of going totally out in Star Wars, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to go and get Phantom Menace. I'm not going to get, if they start releasing all them. I know they've released, the only one from the prequels they've released is pretty much Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. That might be a possibility of getting, just to have the family together. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to get Jar Jar, things like that. There's going to be a limit to how much. Also, I know that Disney is bought over, so obviously we've got Rogue One, we're getting Solo, whatever we're getting, a Boba Fett, I don't know what we're getting. The Man on Yavin 4, if that's could be a possible thing. Who knows what we're going to get with that. So things like that, I'm going to be I'll stick to the originals trilogy, and maybe the new saga movies from Disney, with Rey and stuff like that. So my favourite piece in the whole Hot Toys line would probably be, still to this day, the very first DX, well, not the very first DX, but the very first Jack Nicholson Joker by Hot Toys from DX. It's DX08, I believe it was. I still think it's a great looking piece. I like the second release, the Mind Joker version. Wish we'd got another version, unfortunately we didn't. So that became a wee bit, why release two Jokers but not release a Mind museum version. Anyway, of course, the Batmobile is another piece of my collection that I just love and cherish. Moving on from Hot Toys and statues, and we're going to move on to some of the NECA figures. NECA has been a sort of, hit and miss for me over the years. There's a lot that I do like, there's a lot I just want to probably say I can't be bothered collecting all that, it's too much. There was the Gremlins ones that I was wanting to get. I started collecting some of them, but sort of skipped out on a lot, so I missed a lot. I do really enjoy the NECA, the last couple of years anyway, retro cloth figures. I was not a big fan of retro cloth. The old retro cloth figures, couldn't be bothered with it. I always thought it kind of stupid and goofy looking, but they did it in the right way, and they did it in a smart way. The first NECA ones they ever released was obviously Django Unchained, and they did look stupid. And through the years they sort of sussed it out, and one of the things I think they did suss out was the Christmas line. They have got a wee Christmas line going for some of my favourites. Christmas is my favourite holiday. The Christmas movies are like Home Alone, that was the first one they released. The next one they were releasing Clark Griswold and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. We got two versions of those. We also just recently got, for this year anyway, we got A Christmas Story, which I'm hoping to add to the collection at some point. So then that will slowly build as well. We've got Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure from, basically we're getting other things from other films, which I can't wait to see what else they have in store to do with that line, because they can do so much because of, they don't have to sculpt a new body. The only thing they have to worry about is the head and stuff like that. So, the details on that is pretty good. Also, I recently got the Christopher Reeve Superman. I got that last Christmas, and I still like that. I think that's a pretty good figure, pretty tall. And there's some other things in there that, Mezco and stuff like that I bought over the years that I still love to this day. I love my Goonies, I love certain things like that. I love my Blues Brothers and Animal House figures. I still think they're great. I think they're a great representation of John Belushi, who became one of my favourite actors over the years. In terms of Blu-rays, quickly before this video ends, because I'll be rambling on for ages, I could go on all day. One of my one of my favourite Blu-rays, collectables, Blu-rays, is different labels recently now. I love Arrow, but again, I don't love everything that Arrow releases. There's a few in there that I do love, maybe 50 or 60% of Arrow videos that I like, because some of them are really low-B movies that just aren't that good. But it's not become one of my favourite. I do like the content and stuff like that they give you. But one of my recents, and it became a big label of last year, I think it was the most popular label, is the Indicator Powerhouse film. If you haven't heard of them, go check them up, look them up. They've released so many great movies that I've never seen, most of which I've never seen anyway. I've heard of some, I just haven't had a chance to see, and they've done the best treatment to them. You get a booklet with them, there's all numbered, they're limited to so many copies, 1,000 copies or something, 3,000 and 6,000 I think. So they can range from, once they're gone, they're gone. You've missed out. And so a lot of people from around the world, even I've heard in America and Australia, a lot of collectors there try to pick them up and get them shipped over there as well for their collection. So it's a UK company, so check them up, guys. Anyway, guys, I could ramble on all day. Just a quick little video of showing you some of the stuff that I really like, and I hope you've liked this collection video. If you enjoy my collection video, hit the like button, subscribe for more, a lot more collections coming your way. Until next time, guys, take care, bye bye.